This is how famous the philosopher Jean-Paul Sartre was. Jean-Paul Sartre was so famous, he turned down the Nobel Prize in literature because he didn't do prizes. Jean-Paul Sartre was so famous that when he returned to Paris from a trip overseas in the 1970s, the screaming crowd that greeted him was bigger than the one that showed up for the Rolling Stones the previous week, and thousands used to turn out for his lectures, his plays, and even his funeral. Jean-Paul Sartre was so famous that he had a rock star level of drug intake. One biographer estimates that in a day, Sartre would smoke 2 packs of cigarettes, several pipefuls of tobacco, drink over a litre of alcohol, that's a quarter of gallon of alcohol for your Americans and your nonsense measuring system, gulp down 200 amphetamines, several grams of barbiturates, 15 grams of aspirin, as well as coffee, tea, and a range of other substances. Most infamously, he decided one day he wanted to experience tripping balls, as I believe the French expression translates, and the result was that for the rest of his life, Sartre would sometimes find himself running in a panic from a horde of invisible crabs that would chase him down the street. That's how famous Jean-Paul Sartre was. And on his tombstone to this day, it says, "Don't try this at home, kids." Okay, that bit's not true. It just says Jean-Paul Sartre 1905 to 1980, but it should be true. And that's how famous Jean-Paul Sartre was.